Welcome to this week's episode of Musical Talk.
Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of Musical Talk. This is Nick Hudson. Andy Edwards is not around this week because he's taking a well-deserved rest from his gargantuan run of the producers in London's West End, which closed last Saturday, and they're going on tour in the middle of February. What's going to be happening this week is you are going to be treated to a musical we've talked about here on Musical Talk called CoasterBoy the Musical, which I've written both music and lyrics and book for, which appeared on CoasterRadio.com, the other podcast of which we've had Mike Collins on, talking about the relationship between theme parks and musical theatre. First, you're going to hear a clip from the episode of CoasterRadio.com where they talk about the musical CoasterBoy, and then you will be transported to the Coaster Radio Amphitheatre to hear, with just me singing I'm afraid, CoasterBoy the Musical. So, if you have any questions or comments about this episode, you know what to do. You can go to our forums, email us at musicaltalk@hotmail.co.uk. You can call our voicemail lines if you're in the US, call 206-338-6302, or if you're in the UK, call 0700 593 0764. So, without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to the guys at CoasterRadio.com to discuss CoasterBoy, the musical.
The following is a production of CoasterRadio.com. Last year, I think I mentioned just offhand on a show, because we were talking about CoasterBoy, the character who was here on the show, and I said, wouldn't it be funny if someone wrote a musical, much like Phantom of the Opera, about CoasterBoy?
Right.
And, you know, it was just an offhand comment, and I think we goofed around and maybe made like a couple of songs just off the top of our head or something like that. And then, just last week, we find CoasterBoy, the musical, written by London composer Nick Hudson. Nick is actually somebody who is going into composing school. He's actually going to be a composer of different musicals, and he said before this, he has only composed things for his family to hear, but this is kind of his first thing that he's ever done.
His first foray into the public world.
Yes, and it's basically a musical about CoasterBoy and his interaction with us here on the podcast.
But you know what? This could be big one day. And once he becomes big time,
That's right. It could be
This would
off
be very valuable.
Broadway.
He could be the new Pharrell.
You never know. But it's actually very interesting, and you can actually go to the forums and read the whole libretto that he has written there, which is pretty good. Yes, that's true. Basically, the storyline of this is that CoasterBoy lives in the underground tunnels beneath Cedar Point.
Yes.
Even though there aren't any underground
Where else
tunnels.
would CoasterBoy live?
But that's where he lives, because he has to be at the epicenter of roller coasters.
Or roller coaster enthusiasts.
Yes, that is right. And he is basically the exact same type guy that we talk about here on during the show, except he, during this musical, is very angry at us because we have kicked him out of the CoasterRadio.com podcast. So during the musical, he kidnaps us, brings us down to his underground lair, much like Phantom of the Opera, and then it is up to Coaster Mom and Kevin, who are listeners of the show, yes, to come and save us by answering Coaster Trivia. Now, the way I'm describing it, it doesn't sound as good as it really is.
Gosh, this sounds completely entertaining. and mildly creepy.
I think Nick did a great job in singing.
We should at least... By great, you mean...
He did his best.
Yes, well, he even says he's not the greatest singer, but he's singing all the parts. So let's play the
effort?
Yes.
I like how he tries to add the kind of the lisp of CoasterBoy.
Yes, that is
but
very
then
good.
he's adding, it's sort of like the British accent with a lisp, and he's trying to be very techie.
Steps him up a little bit, makes him a little more evil.
CoasterBoy.
You gotta
I
love
just
that.
spit on my mic right now.
But you also have to love that he actually did all the voices himself, and he basically created this musical in under a week. And he just did it in his own free time because he enjoys writing musicals.
Made the music, recorded all of the parts.
Yeah, and he made the character his own.
I'll tell you what, man, that's what happens when you have some passion.
Yeah.
Under a week, you make that whole thing.
And we didn't even have like a Make a
time.
CoasterBoy musical contest.
No, he just did it on
Which
his
we
own.
had in the works, too, so
Yeah,
it's too
yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Sorry, Nick.
Unofficial, non-CoasterRadio.com sanctioned.
And if you find the Easter egg, you'll see Mike Collins in the Phantom of the Opera costume.
That's right.
That's right. I even offered to Nick, I said I would sing my part, because there's actually a part where I have an entire song in the musical.
well, how appropriate.
Yes, where I'm like, it's all about like, yeah, I'm happy to be here at Cedar Point.
He actually knows it all,
I
Nick.
know.
He's got it memorized.
Mike already memorized the lyrics to your song.
He's ready for the stage production.
I mememorized my part because I thought I'd actually get a chance to sing it, but Nick did not offer me that.
And we'll be performing
Nick's
this.
gonna be all over this. He's be like, "Give me your number. Give me your number right now."
We'll be performing the entire musical at the Drive-In Theater at Six Flags Over Georgia next week.
Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Coaster Radio Amphitheater and tonight's production of CoasterBoy, the musical. Please ensure that all mobile phones are turned off, and also note that no flash photography is allowed in the auditorium at any time. Thank you, and enjoy the performance. Coaster boy, coaster boy, he's the one who does annoy. Coaster boy, he's the one who does decoy. He's the roller ghost at our roller coast. I'm the park CEO, and there's one thing you see we know: the Coaster Boy is on the loose. So there really is no use in opening the park today. Ah, come on, man. You gotta open the park. It's not a risk I'm willing to take. I really think it's a grave mistake if we open the doors today. Even if I do have that broadcast happening today. Theatre Point is open for your enjoyment. Commence the running of the balls. Millennium Force, first to course, then transfer to Top Hill Dragster, then right through to Corkscrew. Can miss the Wicked Twister, then the Raptor, then it's Mantis, then Shriek on Mean Streak. Look at that wildcat sit in the Cedar Creek mine in a coaster wagon. Up 76 feet you climb, whilst on Iron Dragon you got Gemini and Junior. In fact, there are more coasters here than any other place in the world. It's a pleasure to be at this joint. It's a pleasure to be at Cedar Point. Whoa, oh yeah. Ride once again with me. One more coaster. Coast from coast to coast with me. And let me boast the amount of rides I have been on. The list it subsides on and on, for I am CoasterBoy. I know all the facts and figures of all the rides in the world. I'm the nerd you've heard say every technical word when trivia is unheard. Coaster names and lengths I proclaim to be my strength. When it comes to a showdown, you know I got the lowdown. Your brain shall be twirled. There were so many fools here in this park who whirled around in the dark, not knowing where they're going, and I provided a stock. Wow, man, look at Millennium Force. That thing must be like 200 feet high. You lie! You lie! It's 300 feet high. Don't you do your research? Dude, don't get in a lurch. Anyone with half a brain can see it's 3 trains with 9 cars per train with a top speed of 93, made by Intamin AG. The drop is 80 degrees. Need I say more? No, please, dude, get a life. Shut up. And that was the respect I would get. But that was then, and this is now, and now things have changed. I'm stuck in this park, and I'm stuck in the dark, and I may have become deranged. My knowledge of mechanics of these attractions don't hold me responsible for these ride actions, for every time they break down and the open sign they take down, they simply blame me. All that happened was I was so obsessed with Cedar Point, I started to live here, in the underground tunnels that bury underneath the park. It's not just Disney that have them, no. And in time, I became more obsessed and more obsessed with theme parks. I originally had an idea for a podcast. I called it CoasterBoy Radio, until my friend stole it from me. There were episodes of Coaster Radio you've never heard, because I featured in them. I was, and still am, the smartest one of them all, and I would always give stats and figures and important facts. Now, all they talk about is theming and stuff. Once I left the show, and they started again, it grew in popularity, and they continuously made fun of me on it. I'd stopped listening to it in the end. I couldn't stand the heartache. So, from that day on, I've been living here, waiting for them. My life's mission is clear, and that is to... Podcasting live from Cedar Point, Ohio, this is CoasterRadio.com. It's great to be here at Cedar Point, because you see the point of Coaster Radio, you know, is to broadcast from the best and the rest of the parks in the world. Looking down the Midway, it's great to say this park has a real atmosphere. The weather's cool, the rides simply rule, and everyone is here. Kids with the families and the teens, we test single riders and OAPs, just having fun and enjoying the sun. This is what we like to see. Doobity-doobie, doobie, doobie-doo-wah. We're broadcasting live from right under the corkscrew, ladies and gentlemen. I know they've talked about the movie Roller Coaster and Final Destination 3. Now they're about to witness a roller coaster crash for real, right over their heads. Wait, what am I thinking? In my madness, I have forgotten that a roller coaster cannot derail while it's upside down. Crap. Oh well, I shall employ Plan B. Yeah, so what do you guys think about Cedar Point? It's okay. Hey, can you imagine if CoasterBoy were here right now? He'd be like, this is the best park in the entire universe. Definitely. This is the best park in the universe. Aw, they've been knocked out by Mike. Oh, I crack myself up sometimes. The time has come at last to have my own podcast. Down to the lair we'll descend, shall we, my friends? To continue with the show, to crown once again Coaster Radio. Yo, 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 a pirate's life for me. No one knows the rest of the song. It's life for me. Hey! Welcome, foolish mortals, to my humble abode. What are we doing here? I thought I'd get back my show you stole from me and get the glory and worldwide recognition I deserve. Oh yes, you're tied up from behind. Don't try to move. Just sit and let me present the show.
Podcasting live from Underground CP, this is Coaster Radio. Pardon? Sorry. Podcasting live from Underground CP, this is CoasterBoy.com. Thank you.
True Coaster Boy, the true pioneer, the real McCoy, the one you'll hear and enjoy more than the guys you've heard before. Oh, look. CoasterBoy.com has its first caller. Hello?
Hi, CoasterRadio.com. This is Coaster Mom. Mike, the gang, are you there? We saw you get hurt. Is everything okay? We saw you were knocked out cold.
Fine. Please hold. Tell her, Mike, that you're fine. There's nothing she can do. You're just giving me some airtime that's, well, long overdue. I'm not one to scream and yelp, but please help! Ignore his wimpy wails, for soon you'll be dead. And it was once famously said that dead men tell no tales. It's not too late to change your fate. An ultimatum I'll create. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Great Debate. If you impress me with your knowledge, I will set you free. If you don't, you'll die. Like your precious roller coaster movie, there was a bomb planted on Millennium Force, which I will happily put you on and see you meet your maker. How can we win against him? He's a geek of the highest degree. How can we win against him? But I'm hardly able to live against you. See superiority of how I know I'm not against him. But we need someone of higher authority. We're members of ACE, and we surely are that.
When it comes to talking coasters, we name every stat at the drop of a hat. In fact, we're the forum's most frequent posters. We will test our wits against yours, CoasterBoy. If we win, Mike and the gang stay alive. If you win, well, we don't need to say what will happen, because you're not going to win. We will ask you one question, and one question only, about theme parks. Are you up to the challenge? Yes. We can ask you anything about coasters, and you'll know the answer. I am the true coaster boy, the true pioneer, the real McCoy. Yes, okay, you've sung that bit already. If you get this question correct, you can keep the CoasterRadio.com brand and everything involved with it, including the old presenters. What are you doing, Kevin? We know what we're doing. The anticipation is worse than waiting at the launch fins of hydraulic launch coaster. The question is, what state have the CoasterRadio.com team just returned from after spending a month there? Oh, no. I stopped listening to Coaster Radio. I don't know the answer. Ha! We'll be off now. You lose. Never mess with aces. Beaten by someone. How could it be that coaster mom won? I look back at the past and questions are and the answers I now see. If only I'd let them speak instead of me making the mix the levels peak. My whining voice steaming on and on. It's not right when in a team you belong. Let other people express their views, and you'll be viewed as someone less crude. As CoasterBoy, the one who did annoy. CoasterBoy, the one who did decoy. I'll change my ways in a matter of days. You'll hear me be part of a group. I've got to get back into the hoop. I know, I'll join in the loop.
He's the Coaster Boy, and he knows more than you. He's on the message boards, and he never does get bored being nasty and rude. No time for girls, they get in the way. He's online every night, so it's no big surprise the guy never gets laid. Well, he's the Coaster Boy, and he's the best that there was. So let's cut him some slack so he can get on back to posting on Coaster Buzz. Yee-hoo!
So there you have Coaster Boy the musical, written exclusively for CoasterRadio.com. In case you're wondering, the bit of music at the end was actually a play on the Dukes of Hazzard theme that Mike and the gang from CoasterRadio.com actually wrote. It wasn't originally part of the musical, but I put it in just as a sort of, little homage to Coaster Radio. CoasterRadio.com is a great podcast, so do head on over to CoasterRadio.com and check them out. Hopefully Andy and I will be back next week to give you a real episode of Musical Talk. Until then, thanks a lot for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Musical Talk. We'll see you next time.